Two very distinctive Mediterranean ideas strike the Western reader in this Sunday's Gospel passage: hospitality and the human power over the spirit world. Luke chapter 10, verses 1 through 12, verses 17 through 20. At that time the Lord appointed 72 others, whom he sent ahead of him in pairs to every town and place he intended to visit. He said to them, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. So ask the master of the harvest to send out laborers for his harvest. Go on your way. Look, I'm sending you like lambs among wolves. Carry no money bag, no sack, no sandals, and greet no one along the way. Into whatever house you enter, first say, 'Peace to this household.' If a peaceful person lives there, your peace will rest on him. But if not, it will return to you. Stay in the same house and eat and drink what is offered to you, for the laborer deserves his payment. Do not move about from one house to another. Whatever town you enter and they welcome you, eat what is set before you, heal the sick in it, and say to them, 'The kingdom of God is at hand for you.' Whatever town you enter and they do not receive you, go out into the streets and say, 'The dust of your town that clings to our feet, even that we shake off against you.' Yet know this, the kingdom of God is at hand. I tell you, it will be more tolerable for Sodom on that day than for that town." The 72 returned, rejoicing, and said, "Lord, even the demons are subject to us because of your name." Jesus said, "I have observed Satan fall like lightning from the sky vault. Look, I have given you the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and upon the full force of the enemy, and nothing will harm you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your names are written in Sky Vault." Let's consider Mediterranean hospitality. In the Mediterranean world of the Gospels, hospitality is extended almost exclusively by men and only to strangers. Graciousness extended to relatives or near relatives is called steadfast love, or steadfast loving kindness. In the ancient world, any person who departed from the family village entered a foreign and hostile world. Death was always and everywhere a threat. Such a traveler had to rely on the kindness of a village elder to extend hospitality and temporary protection from those who intended to harm or kill the stranger. Jesus, therefore, utters a cultural truism when he says to the 70, "I'm sending you as lambs into the midst of wolves," strangers among non-relatives. Notice that Jesus mentions Sodom, a city made famous in Genesis for its ruthless lack of hospitality. In the peasant world of the Middle East, there are no free gifts. Every gift comes with a string attached. A common proverb says, "Don't thank me, you will repay me." Jesus advises his disciples to be discriminating in accepting hospitality on their journey. If the host reciprocates their greeting of peace, the disciples should stay there and preach and heal the sick. On the other hand, if the town insults them by refusing to extend hospitality, they are to go to the town square, a very public place, and publicly return the insult. Both gestures, healing and preaching, and the public insult, bear witness that the reign of God approaches and is indeed near. Now let's consider the Mediterranean idea of power over spirits. Our henotheistic Mediterranean ancestors in the faith not only recognized a rich and densely populated spirit world, but they also arranged the entire cosmos in a hierarchy like the following. First, above all, is God, then followed by the gods, or the sons of God, or the archangels. Next comes lower non-human persons, including angels, demons, and spirits. Then comes, finally, humankind. And then creatures lower than humankind. Beings higher on this ladder control those beneath them, but sometimes, although very rarely, a lower being could control a higher being. Notice in the New Testament that no one denies the reality of Jesus casting demons out of possessed persons. Rather, they charge that he has no legitimate authorization to use this power, or that he has obtained this power from the devil. Jesus, in turn, gave this same power, this same authority to his disciples. Sometimes it was not effective, but in today's story it seems to have been very effective. Lord, in your name, even the demons submit to us. Some literal Western readers of the Bible misunderstand Jesus' description of the power he has shared with his disciples. His statement is arranged in parallelism. Look here at the screen. I have given you authority relates to he, the enemy, shall harm you in nothing. To tread on snakes and scorpions relates to and over all the power of the enemy. See? Snakes and scorpions were not only potentially harmful realities in the daily life of our Middle Eastern ancestors, but they were also popular symbols of evil throughout the Old Testament. The serpent, or dragon, is part of the explanation of the origin of evil in human life. The scorpion is a symbol of divine punishment, and is already combined with snakes in a similar way in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 15. The anonymous author we call Luke repeats this combination in chapter 11, verses 11 to 12, where the reference is to the yellow scorpion, which sometimes looks like an egg. Jesus' statement, therefore, explains what the 70 have accomplished, nothing less than placing under Jesus' own authority all aspects of demonic evil, physical, symbolic, and personal. Mediterranean ideas of hospitality and human power over demons do not translate readily into contemporary Western culture. Americans prefer to restrict hospitality to known and cherished friends, and to treat strangers in the accepted American style, with the anonymity of the motel, or that of the rescue mission. Perhaps our multicultural society needs to explore new ways to recognize its strangers as the brother and sister citizens they actually are. Similarly, the eminently personal approach to life's problems, demons, in the Mediterranean world could balance our cold, impersonal, scientifically objective approach to life in the West.